Today is July 9th and I am in a wheat field here in Lodgepole, Nebraska. The boys are there in the background cutting and I'm just kind of waiting here with the grain cart for them. Dylan and I are still playing double duty. We just get in the cart when our truck gets here, fill our own truck, then park the cart, and then when Dylan gets back, he gets in the cart and fills his truck and so on and so forth. So the boys are staying very busy. There is a few times that there is not a truck here. They do have to pull out of the wheat and go and dump on the grain cart. The elevators are starting to get quite a bit busier, so the time it takes us to get there and back is getting a little longer. So far we're able to keep up. The combines have not been stopped at all, so that's good. The weather looks really good for the next week, so we're hoping we can get this wrapped up and get into Montana pretty quickly as that stuff's ripening up as well. Good morning, it is July 14th and we are fixing to head out to Montana with our first load. We have cut a lot of acres in less than a week here in Nebraska. The sun was shining, we got a lot accomplished. So we are headed out today. There's some road construction, but with it being Sunday, they're going to give us permission with wide loads to go through. So we're glad that that worked out. Otherwise, we would have had to go around that bridge, and that would have made our day that we can usually get to Montana in a day, and that would have made it a 2-day trip. So we got done cutting at 2 yesterday, cleaned up and loaded. So it was a really hot day and long day. We are ready to go and hopefully safe travels, and we'll update you when we get to Montana. Today is July 16th and we are here in Hardin, Montana. Our first trip went really well. We pulled in that day, same day at about 5 o'clock. We got everything unloaded and got to visit with some of our friends, had a good supper and went home and bedded down, and then the boys had to go back for round 2 the next morning, so 3 people went back to get the other items. They are actually on their way back today. They should be pulling in probably about 3. It's 12 right now, and so we're just kind of wasting some time. My truck was absolutely disgusting. There were so many grasshoppers and bugs and stuff in Kansas and Nebraska that it hasn't been very shiny lately. So I sent the boys over here yesterday just to clean the Dodge up because it was really gross and it looked really good. So they got themselves another job. So Colson's working on my Peterbilt right now, and hopefully it'll shine that up pretty nice. I'm assuming as soon as Dylan gets here with everything, we will get the equipment taken up to the bench and kind of see if that stuff is ready yet. It looks ready, but we'll just know more once we get up there and get the combines in the wheat. So that's kind of what we've been dealing with here in Hardin, Montana. Made it back this afternoon about 3:30, so we came up to the bench. They're hooking headers on and we may get started. It's pretty good. Today is July 20th and I'm up on the bench here in Hardin, Montana. This is our second day to be cutting up here. We've been here for a few days, but the wheat just wasn't quite ready when we got here, so we had a few days off. which worked out really well. Dylan's Uncle John lives in Columbus, and he came and visited us one day, and he got here about 9 and left around 3 that day, so we got in a good visit with him. We've been able to go over to our friend's house, and she fixed dinner for us, and I got to see my goddaughters and get to play with them, and the boys got to hang out with them as well, and so that was really great that we got that time. But now we are back in the field and hot and heavy, getting to start early in the mornings and cutting pretty late at night. So again, we're all exhausted. The roads and stuff here are not just the greatest to go, so it's kind of slow going to go down to the town to the elevator. So it kind of takes about 2 hours round trip for us trucks to get back. So far we're able to keep up with the 3 trucks. We have an extra truck up here to dump in when the cart gets full and there's not one here. So we've been so far keeping up, and things are going really well. The wheat's making pretty good. It looks really good, standing up still, so that's good. We enjoy having wheat that's standing, and it cuts much better that way. So that's kind of what's been going on here with DeBock Harvesting in Hardin, Montana. Good morning. Today is July 24th, and we are still cutting up on the bench here in Hardin, Montana. The wheat's doing really well. We're struggling to keep up with 3 trucks, but we are doing it. Combines have not been stopped yet, but we are pulling into the field, getting loaded, and leaving as soon as we get here. So the truck drivers are not sitting at all. So we just got Dennis yesterday. He came from South Dakota. He helped us last year. He came back, so we were really thankful for that. So he took over Riggins' combine, and we're going to put Riggin in the cart because we're going to try and use that 4th truck now. We're getting further back into the bench, and so we're getting further away from the roads, and so it's just taking quite a bit longer for the truck. So we're thankful that he was able to show up at the perfect time for that to work out. So we're glad that he's back. Uncle John came again yesterday and rode around with everybody. The time before that he came, we weren't working yet, and so he came back and was able to ride around in the combines with the boys, rode in the truck down the mountain with me, and also with Levi, and then so he got to visit with everybody and then kind of see what was going on up here. So we were thankful that he was able to come. Riggin has purchased himself a drone, so he's actually out there with Dylan in the cart, and they're doing their first couple videos. So hopefully in the next few videos that we have on the HarvestHER channel that we'll have some drone footage from him. So he's pretty excited, so we'll kind of have to figure that out on the editing side and doing all that stuff. But for now, he's pretty excited to get out there and watch the boys cut wheat, and he just did a video of Dylan dumping on the truck. So hopefully that'll be some fun footage for you guys to see as well. So that's kind of what's been going on here with DeBock Harvesting. Today is July 28th. We're cutting some malt barley, and our farmers are actually in the same field with us. So we've got 2 case combines and another cart. So it is a whole lot of organized chaos going on. Today is August 1st, and believe it or not, we are actually headed home. Usually when we get to North Dakota, we're still there until November, so we're in the camper, and kids go to school there, and it's kind of a back and forth thing. They do a semester in North Dakota and then a semester in Oklahoma. But since we have moved, we are actually going to be home in just a few hours. So it's about a 7-hour trip, and then we'll probably spend the night and come back the next day and get the rest of our stuff. And so by August 3rd, we will be settling back in North Dakota in Powers Lake. We've had some good times here with friends and family. We got to go over and have dinner with Dylan's brother and daughter, and Kitty had flown up to visit everybody too, so she was here, and of course Levi was here helping us haul grain, so got to see both of them. And we had some great time with our friends Chelsea and Brandon, and our goddaughters Skyla and Brielle. So we actually really enjoyed coming to Hardin. It went really fast this year. We had no rain delays at all here. We cut the bench out in like a week. Came down to the valley and got that all finished. We cut irrigated barley and irrigated wheat in the valley. That made really well. Got through all of that. The boys had some time the day after we finished. Dylan and the boys rebuilt the headers, new guards, new sickles. So we are ready for the long haul in North Dakota. So I'll keep you guys posted on how things go. Today is August 2nd, and we made it home yesterday afternoon. The boys got everything unloaded, and our Mack, we had planned on going back to Montana today to get the other load, but the Mack kind of had some issues. Luckily it was in our farmer's yard. They had parked it, unloaded everything, and then when they went to move the truck again, actually the air tank wouldn't work and release the brakes. So Dylan got that ordered yesterday, and the part is in. So him and Dennis just went to go fix that, and so we will probably take off tomorrow to Montana. So today I am enjoying the sunshine here at my house. I've been weeding my flower beds. Luckily they're mostly still alive. I had a man come over and water while we were gone, and took good care of them, so I still have quite a bit of flowers alive. The ones in my pots didn't do very well because they just didn't get enough moisture. It was just too hot. But the stuff that's actually planted in the flower beds survived, and so I'm thankful for that. So I'm as excited to get home and see the flowers. So we've just kind of been in cleanup mode, had some extra weed eating to do. We had a tree that had fell down, so Colston was picking all that stuff up. They cut it down with the chainsaw and got it out of the way. Regan did some little mowing. We had some trailers parked here over the summer that the boy mowing couldn't mow under, and so we got those all moved, and they mowed under that and weed eated around on the extra things, and so things are starting to look quite a bit better here. We're happy to be home, and wheat and things around here not quite ready yet, so I'm thinking we'll probably have about a week off before we get anything going around here, which will be just fine considering we've been so busy this summer. Give the boys some time to go hang out with some friends and just kind of chill out and enjoy summer. They don't start school till the 19th, so we should have them for just a little bit with harvesting a little before they start school, so we'll just kind of wait and see. Football practice starts pretty soon, so we'll have to work around that stuff too. But we are safe and sound at home in Powers Lake, North Dakota. August 3rd, and we have just pulled into our farmer's yard to load the tractor and grain cart. It is 4 o'clock, so of course we're doing this in the hottest part of the day, but it won't take us too long, and then we'll go chill out with our farmer, and we're going to spend the night with them, and then we're going to have a lake day tomorrow at the Big Horn Lake, and the boys will actually get to do a fun summer activity, and then we'll come back and spend the night, and then we'll get up and head back to North Dakota on Monday.
You ready? What kind of end you got? She's got a floaty. One of those work? What's that thing?
August 5th, and we just made it back with our second load. Dylan's taking the cart off now. That breakdown with the Mac ended up being a good thing for us since we had to wait for that part to come in. I had notified our farmers, letting them know that we weren't going to be back right away, and told them when we'd be coming. And so since we were going to be a little bit later, they invited us to go out to the lake with them on Sunday. So we got there Saturday, spent the night with them, and then went out on the lake. It was wonderful. It was actually a great ending for our summer on the road. We've worked so hard, lots of hours, lots of acres, and the boys have been wonderful this summer. No complaining about how many hours they've been in the combines. They are doing wonderful. So I'm not sure how much we'll get to use the kids here in North Dakota since the crops aren't quite ready yet. They'll be starting school on the 19th. So it looks like, as you can see, it's super cloudy. So it looks like we'll probably have this week off just mostly because of the rain. And then we'll kind of see after this week goes by kind of how the crops look and when we get back in the field. So hope you've enjoyed our harvest this summer as we are finally home. So I guess our harvest on the road is over, but we are still pretty far from being done. Usually we work here in North Dakota till around late October, early November. So I guess we will see how everything plays out.